super
Okay,
weird.
now we're live.
Maybe this is a better angle.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah,
But now I can at least see my desktop as well.
All right.
It
got a little bit of light back there, a little something instead of just the kind of the plainness of what the previous.
Oh, we can't have that. No. Just gonna. No, that's the right. There we go. I get it. All right.
Hey, that wrestler guy.
Okay, I think it looks much better now without the light in the scene because that's just distracting them from me. So.
All right.
I'll have to move that back a little bit. It was pretty bright though. It was a bright spot in my camera, but whatever. Now
Yeah,
I guess
now it's live, so it's working now.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So
pre-show time.
This is actually on the archived footage, just so you guys know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is how people start watching us on the archive, so they're thinking like, this. I mean, you guys do the podcast eventually, right? I mean, I can see that it's an hour 40 minutes, but I hope it's not this shit the whole time.
Oh, what it is.
Readjusting everything. Color doing.
Touch screen is wonky. Go away. There we go. That's better. Something. Oh, okay.
So.
But the volume on my mic is still okay. Is that correct?
Yep. Still good.
Sure. Cool. Very nice.
Yeah, I bought this weekend.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
I can't see it. Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice packaging, like the DVD stuff and the back of the. There's some cool art.
Oh.
Is it contoured?
It's a bit expensive, I think, to produce that. What happened to your Shinobu shirt? I was expecting that. Oh, there we go. I see it now.
Oh, okay, I see it now. That's nice.
Yeah, I've got my beautiful gray shirt with, I think, 2 stripes on it. Very stylish.
That's wonderful. Well, 1 stripe is fine. 2, you're going too ostentatious.
Oh, yeah. I'm just...
But if you can live with it, I'm fine.
I do live with it. I actually have more than one of this shirt in different colors. My winter wardrobe is not very creative, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter because we all have coats on anyway in this kind of weather.
How cold was it up there this morning?
Let me look it up. I have my desktop as well. I guess
I woke up at about 7 and it was 25.
Yesterday. Yesterday was apparently 29 as a high, 14 was a low. There's definitely snow, which is pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Today, had a. Doesn't show me the. Oh, there we go. Had a high of 36, impressively, and a low of 25. Ooh. But there's snow again. The 5-day forecast says there's more snow in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. That's going to be great when the sidewalks start getting icy. And then it's the university slip and slide. Lots of fun. Oh, I see someone else that's got glasses. And not anymore.
Digital glasses.
Digital glasses.
Digital Megane.
Of course. All right.
I sent on Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, so.
Oh yeah. How's the publicization? That's a word, right? Of this thing.
We did some tweets and stuff, and then I have a post that's ready to go. I'll put that up in a couple minutes.
Right.
Okay. Live in just a couple minutes. Well, you did say 10 p.m. Eastern, and it's not there yet.
21:53.
The highway is tweeting us without joining in, strangely enough.
He's probably stuck in Warlords of Draenor like I was.
Ah, wow.
Probably from the
Said
he was watching Sailor Moon.
Oh, Sailor Moon.
Serum.
Oh,
Now,
by
who
the
is
way,
this guy?
huh?
Someone just joined. Oh, there we go.
Fleck
And they just
It's
left.
gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be on the
Let me
archive
see.
page.
Oh, it's fine. I just changing the settings.
Crap, Flecktarn threw me off.
That's the way to do it.
What were we just talking about?
Publicization of this event.
Oh yeah, that I have a post on Menadorn that I'd publish at 10, or in a couple minutes. 21:53.
See, when I do this, I'm actually peering over my laptop to see my desktop screen. That's perfect. This is the best. My desk is too small. You guys can actually, if I maneuver this laptop effectively, you can see how small my desk is. It's pretty small, but you know, it gets the job done, I guess.
I'm at my kitchen table.
Oh, yeah, I could move over to the table back.
Yeah.
Which hand? This hand. Back there, I guess. Oh, I got the angle right now. That guy right there. Yeah. Oh, the delay is really throwing me off on my own screen. I don't really use that table. I kind of eat my desk as well. Maybe it's not so good, but not so good for the monitor at least. Get some of that spaghetti sauce on my monitor sometimes.
Sweet.
You mean mom spaghetti?
Yeah.
No, I make my own. Oh, my laptop's getting hot. How much load is
Kind of weird. I think that that's one of the most popular rap lyrics now.
Oh yeah.
Of
That's
every- Mom spaghetti. The Eminem song "Lose Yourself."
Ah.
I don't have...
I'm so far gone from modern culture. What can I'm not even familiar with it. You know.
MetaVerse Live again and suddenly, because we didn't announce it until just an hour ago.
yeah. So.
We need to get better at that. Just a bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll poke some fun at myself when we get started here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Apparently, this Hangout is consuming 14% of my CPU on my laptop.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's
not
got
the most
to.
powerful thing, but the fan's going on crazy. Can you hear the fan?
Nope.
No,
Okay. I'm surprised. I guess their microphone quality is improved.
Yeah, they've probably done some changes.
That fan is right there, and I don't know where the microphone is actually. Is it?
Do it.
It's
I'm gonna
probably
grab a drink.
next
I'll be right back.
to- It's probably that guy right there.
all right. 3 minutes of showtime. 2 minutes and change.
Yeah. Do that.
For
you
people
didn't
that
yet.
happen to be watching right now, we're going to be talking about some Fall 14 shows, and we're going to talk about some other stuff.
Maybe mention winter a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, if I just like drop off the call abruptly, it's probably because my laptop died. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, the process is going up even higher now. It's like 22% CPU, and it's steadily increasing.
Oh.
I think Hangouts has a problem, or my laptop does.
It's a hog.
Did you turn off Skype? Oh, I just turned mine off.
Oh, I don't have any of that stuff open on my laptop. It's literally
Oh, okay.
just
Right, that makes sense.
Hangout, which is the weirdest thing, because it's just a window. I mean, it's recording stuff and streaming it to me as well. But I mean, you wouldn't think that'd be an issue, but apparently it is. The total CPU is actually like maxed out at 100. I'm not sure what else is hogging it as well. It says Google Chrome is hogging it, and Google Chrome is also hogging it, and all of my tabs. Close some tabs.
You go ahead and close that other Chrome window.
If I close the window from which Hangouts was launched, does Hangouts close too, or is it?
If it's
if I join,
Hangouts should be its own
first.
window, and
Yeah,
so
it's
if
an
you
window.
close that other one, it won't close Hangout.
What to find out?
Because I just did that. So
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still there.
Okay. Well, that did not decrease the CPU usage at all. I don't know what's hogging the CPU, but there's only one Google window open now for Hangouts, and I'm still maxing out my CPU usage. Well, we'll see how long I last before I disappear. Anyway.
That's true.
It's getting toasty.
Smari blow it up again.
It's getting pretty toasty. I'm like putting my hand by the vent there. We'll see what happens, I guess. Somehow I have Anime News Network open. Oh, wait, I think I got that. Oh, not the aspect. No, that's not gonna work.
There
we go.
Any news going on?
All
Alright, it is 10 o'clock.
Alright.
So let's get this show on the road. Hello, everybody, indeed. Welcome to the MetaVerse podcast. This is episode 51, and we are live on YouTube and at metanorn.net. We thank all of those that are watching for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy the show for however long you choose to stick around. I hope you stay for at least an hour or so as we do this. I'm Jero, joined by Foshizzle.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Smiley.
Hang on, I gotta be Asian. Hello. There you go.
And Skyline.
He's here, yes.
Can you stand up, please?
Ah, yes, as promised. As promised.
All rise. All rise.
Look at that shirt.
It's very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. Very cool.
I wish I would have brought donuts for the occasion, but apparently I'm just not that timely.
So, unlike most shows, this is kind of impromptu of an episode. We've been kind of planning it, but by planning it, I mean saying, hey, we're going to do it, and then I go play Destiny for a very long time, and then not playing anything. I can't think of a video game that I've played this obsessively and excessively as I have Destiny, but it's very fun.
Persona?
What's that?
Not even Persona. I think those games would be like high in your playlist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's always World of Warcraft's always been the game I played the most. And I just got a new expansion, so it's like, yeah.
In breaking news, I just got an interesting tweet. Apparently, Anime News at Reddit just favorited a retweet of this, so we'll see what happens from there.
Of this thing?
Yeah.
What was the tweet?
Hi, Mom.
Say again? Hi, Mom.
She's not watching. She is not watching this.
No, probably not. That's crazy, though.
Wait, oh.
Okay, guys, don't screw this up.
Well, anyway, what we're going to be doing on this episode is we're going to be talking about some of the Fall 14 shows we're watching and talk about some other things that we've sort of kind of planned and not really planned well for the live show. So, Fosh, we do Mechanorn, and we also do Log Horizon, which I actually did catch up on today. So we can get back to doing mini talks for Log Horizon. But what shows have you been really enjoying so far?
Let's see. Besides the ones I'm vlogging, like recently I caught back up on A Brilliant Park, really good. That shark episode they had with the pirates and everything, that was so hilarious.
That episode was so weird. It's so good though.
Yeah, there's like this cartoon shark mascot, and as soon as he gets wet, he turns into like Jaws, like detailed, like a real shark. It was pretty hilarious. They played that very well. And let's see what else. Kind of kind of behind some shows like Girlfriend Beta. It's kind of got very boring. Grisaya, I did that show. It's kind of right now. It's kind of boring for me. So I was surprised with one of the arcs they kind of wrapped up in one episode. I think I was like, okay, that's fine. But there's stuff like Inner Battle. That's still watching that. But my favorite right now is Parasite. I mean, I think we did that podcast where I said, April of the Lie is my favorite, but Parasite right now, really my favorite right now.
Imagine a crossover between Irobado and Parasite. I mean, that would be the perfect thing for July, I guess is really the name. How
Right, yeah.
Oh, my hand! And then his hand actually turns into this weird thing and tries to kill him.
Yeah, that would
How-
be kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Skip
it's
the
now you
days.
mentioned those two shows. If you look at the cover of both those shows, they kind of look the same. The
Oh,
cover art they
really?
use on
I'm gonna look that up right now, actually.
any chart looks kind of the same.
You
The
know
guy
about
in the
it?
background, there's like 5 people in the foreground.
Keith,
They're all
it's
kind of using their powers. It's kind of weird.
let's see here. You know what? You are correct.
That is funny. I just realized that.
But see, they put July in the very back, and they put, I guess, what must be the final boss of Parasite in the very back.
Yeah, and there's like a
It's
globe behind him or space behind him or something.
bit of foreshadowing going on there.
But yeah, other than that, I like Taizai. I like that one. I mean, every week is always something to look forward to in that show. It doesn't take itself seriously. I think that's why I like it so much. Like the last episode they had them, they were arm wrestling, and they basically destroyed this whole prison without really doing much, and they destroyed this entire prison. So it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm watching. I'm watching pretty much everything so far.
All right, Smiley, how about you?
Well, as usual, for people who follow me, I guess, I'm watching everything. And so I could go through all... Oh, there's another random guy who's joined. Hello, Mr. Falcons. It's weird. Anyway, I could go through all 36 anime on my lists, but I won't. I guess I'll just go over what I'm covering. I've got Akame, which is pretty good. It's kind of on a thin line between generic shonen and actually being something more than that. It kind of wants to cross that line at times, but we'll see how it turns out. What else am I covering?
It's just a generally enjoyable series, and as it gets toward the end, I think we're heading toward an anime original ending.
I think
Well,
we
we
are,
have to do that because the manga is still going on, but
That last episode was pretty good though when they were fighting the Justice Girl. Oh, the
Yes.
animation, that was awesome.
yes,
The
sir,
weapons and
yeah,
stuff.
I wasn't too sad to see her go. It was
I was kind of, because I like that the voice actor. She's doing something different besides the same old role she always does. But it's like, it was nice hearing her do something different. But yeah, I mean, we were so close to the end, it's like, oh well, she's gone, but that's fine.
her character is very disagreeable to me. It's just, ugh, I
Oh
can't.
yeah, I mean, it's
But,
fine. Even her point of view, it's like she sees everything as, she has to do justice and save people. But she's doing it the wrong way, obviously. You know that.
Interestingly enough, when Chelsea died and everyone was all sad and stuff, when you think about it, Chelsea's flashback was very similar to kind of like Seryu's setup, where she was all like, "Oh, I can bring justice to the world, one evil doer at a time," and I was like, "Huh." And we feel sorry for her because her head's on a spike instead, but. I don't know. I just thought that was a little bit of double standards. Obviously, she's on the good guy team, and that means everything. But that's that. Moving on. I was talking about shows I cover. I should talk about shows I do like. So there's also that show. I'm gonna have to say it again. Danaga nani o iteru ka wakaranai. So that show is, as always, very fun.
I can't understand what Shamari is saying. Sorry, subtle joke.
You did there.
Okay, but it's good fun. I was a little sad when I heard it was shorts, but it seems to fit the show perfectly. So there's that. Denki Guy, Honya-san, as always, very entertaining, solid, fun show. Everyone's probably going to tell you it reminds them of working or something like that. Fair enough. It's certainly.
Last episode got a little serious at the end. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
Really serious.
We'll see how things go. There's Fruit of the Loom. I'm not going to talk about that show. Moving on. There's Inobara, which I briefly had a little stint with, and it seems like the show got better as I left. But it's fine. I left the show in Skyline's very capable hands because, honestly, of time commitments and also my lack of interest. And it did get better. I'm more interested in it now, but I'd rather have the time to do other things than cover a show like that. Parasite, yeah, it's pretty good. It's like the one real thriller anime that I've seen in a long time. I haven't actually been kept on the edge of my seat by a show.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Especially what happened to the main guy's mom and his parents, his family. I'm like, oh my god.
That episode was a bit. It did
like,
annoy me a bit, but I understand they were trying to stress that he was just breaking down from that. I just thought, come on, you're smarter than this, Shinichi. Don't do this. And then he got stabbed in the heart, and I was like, epic fail. But I guess he's not genre savvy. So any normal person who's not genre savvy would react like that, as opposed to their mom taken over by some parasite that cuts off her head. And
yeah, that was a little freaky.
Anyway, moving on. I'm dragging this out too long. There's Twin Towers. Everyone loves Twin Towers because they're perfect and icons. Moving on. I'm just kidding. It's a good show. It's hilarious. There's also, what else do I enjoy? Or what else am I covering as well? I should know this. Trinity 7.
Trinity 7.
Well, what can I say? It's a show that should have been a MetaVerse, and several viewers or readers have commented that. And just so I make this clear for anyone who's watching this now or in posterity, the decision was made based on airing times. If you just look at a schedule of the shows, you will see that there's a clump of the 3 shows that are currently in MetaVerse, and then there's Trinity 7 in the middle of the week. Now, we could have done some weird thing with, a staggered thing, but we decided, no, we're just going to cut Trinity 7, even though it so belongs in MetaVerse. But at least I can capitalize on that with a full post by maximizing the amount of lewd screenshots I can spam, as well as GIFs. I mean, that kiss scene was pretty good. Yeah. Pretty close to Campione's level with Erica Blend something. I forget, Bland. Her name is Erica Bland because she was so bland. I'm just kidding. But she was blonde too, I guess. But that kiss scene was pretty good. Moving on, I think that's nearing the end of the list. The shows that I care about. So I guess I'll just leave it at that.
I was gonna say, we do the same thing for Mecha Norton. It's Gundam comes out, the Build Fight comes out on Thursday, then Recon Friday, and then Crossing on Sunday. So gotta kind of aim like Tuesday for a post.
I think the only mecha show I'm watching is actually Cross Anjay. I just had to drop Reconquista. I'm sorry to all the hardcore Gundam fans. Actually, don't they dislike Reconquista as well? I believe that's the general consensus. Or am I?
Half and half. Some people like it's the original guy doing it again. But some people are like, it's because he's tied to it. Doesn't mean it's gonna be great.
This is the guy who's highly critical of the anime industry, or at least other directors or whatever it is, or just anime in general nowadays. Yeah. He's like, oh, I hate it.
I mean, my complaint is there's so much going on at once on screen. There's always something moving on in the background that's kind of distracting you. Always.
Well, I'm going to go back to what I said, I think, a long time ago about Reconquista, which is I only watched the first, hang on, let's see if I can find this. Gundam Reconquista. I only watched the first 3 episodes, so I gave it the 3-episode rule.
Yeah.
And within those 3 episodes, just the character reactions felt so weird and unnatural. Like, hey, this happened, but I'm going to talk about this instead. Or like, I just felt like the way they reacted to things did not have real human priorities. It's just like their reactions were scripted so obviously that I just couldn't enjoy the story. I just like, oh, the story is moving ahead because the director or writer said so. Well, I guess if people can enjoy that, then good for them.
Right.
So that's that.
Well, with Gundam, it takes a long time to get attached to certain characters.
Well, it's not even a character thing. It's just the way the show is directed, I guess, is the way to say it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it at all. We're fired.
And I understand how people feel that way because even on Mechanor, and I think Fosh and I agreed that the story kind of started off messy. And for 3 episodes, I mean, there's not much redeeming unless you are a mecha fan and a fan of that old style Gundam to watch. I believe Fosh and I feel similarly that it's settled in and it's gotten a little better, but I can definitely understand your argument.
Should I give it a few more episodes, you think? Will I
don't think your mind's going to change, really.
Okay. I will spare myself, or I will save myself the time.
Because more than likely it's going to be a 50-episode series. More than likely. I mean, the war-themed Gundam, they always go at least 50 episodes.
They can't not do it.
Right. I mean, Build Fight is only 25 for season 1, but if you combine both, it's 50 anyway. So it's like, but technically, there's a continuation. The second season, it technically counts as 50
Yeah.
episodes.
Sky, what's up?
Not much. What's going on?
Going okay.
What's up?
I like that background thing you got. That's pretty cool.
Favorite? What's up?
I like your background, like little flag thing is pretty cool. I like that.
No, my Griffin,
Crest.
my Skyline.
Yeah, I like that.
Skyline behind Skyline. Talk about Skylineception.
It's happening right now. And plus Shinobuception too. It all just works that way. Favoritism. Yeah, we all kind of favor the shows that we're covering this time, I think. So that has to go for Sora Meso, which I'm still liking. Sora Meso is a really difficult show to like at times, just because some of the characters have come off as very, very negative, and you gotta kind of slow it down and take it from their point of view, like the one girl played by Akito Yasaki. Everyone just can't stand her because she is so bitchy and so mean. But you just got to take it from her point of view and see the characterization through.
Is that the sports girl? Because I know yeah, I can see a lot of people not liking her.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Todora with Minorin. A lot of people didn't like her either. She was kind of hyper in your face and loud, and she was a sports girl too. So
yeah. Well, I don't think she's actually a sports girl. She's just the anti-saucer girl,
Right.
And then go to the Avenging Battle, Hitsuno Ichika, another favorite show, just because it's really grooving on that old school RPG feel, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Got
They
some
do a
nice-
movie of that later on. I mean, the second season's only 10 episodes.
Yeah,
I
the
feel
second season.
they're not going to
only
get the story
10
out all the
episodes.
way.
From what I understand from reading around on 4chan's A channel, which, by the way, proceed there to your own risk,
Yeah,
because it's an awful place to get any. I mean, it's an awful place to get any real information when you get right down to it, because when your first response to any reasonable question that you ask is lurk more, then I mean, that's just not the place to hang out and get information. But apparently there's some sort of hybrid original LN ending coming up.
Okay.
Something's going to happen, and then they might continue it later on into a different channel.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
I'm just picturing them doing like the second season ends. A year from then they do a movie it covers the rest of the novel.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of shows, if they go to the third season, don't really do very well. I mean, like Core Zombie, I think they were going to do a third season, but they backed out. Decided not to.
That show didn't need a third season. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you don't like that.
Well, no, I don't have a problem with the show itself. It's just that by the second season, you could tell it was on its way out. Maybe out the door already. But
And then moving on, loving Unlimited Blade Works, just because it's nice after hearing so much talk from Kyokai and the associates about how awesome Fate Stay Night is.
Oh yeah.
Being told to stay away from the original Dean production, and then going in and seeing Fate Zero. My only real exposure to the Fate universe has been through Prison Ilia.
Right.
And I thought it was.
It's so different than
It is so different. I think a lot of people, because I have read across a couple of boards about how people are like, my God, I hate that version of Ilia in Unlimited Blade Works. I'm like, that's the original version.
Right.
On Prisma, we're watching the alternate version, and I can reconcile both actually, from where they're coming from, and that's always a lot of fun.
I mean, Kyo can talk, I don't know, hours, maybe days about Fate, if you give her a chance. But yeah, she can definitely get anyone. I think she can probably sell it to anyone to get them to watch that series.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not Highway. He's kind of stubborn. He won't watch it.
I'll mention one last one because there's plenty to go into, but I'll mention one last one, and that's Yuki Yuna. Just because it starts off as a slice of life, it goes into Magical Girls, and then halfway through the show they kill all the monsters.
Yeah, I'm curious about what they're gonna do.
Now what are they going to do? Well, they all have mysterious weird illnesses.
Yep.
We're going to see what happens from there.
I was talking to my brother about that. It's like the five senses. Each character's lost something. One can't speak anymore. One can't. She's losing her hearing. One is. I'm not sure if she's anything. Yeah, she's got one eye that hurts, and the other girl can't taste anything. So it's like, it's kind of weird how they've kind of given up something. That's what I'm thinking they're doing.
I was actually watching that show with my Anavision buddies, and they hadn't seen anything about the show, so we watched the first episode just randomly, and I kind of told them what you guys were mentioning about the monsters and stuff, and I kind of spoiled it for them because they really did think it was just going to be a straight-up slice-of-life show.
Actually, interesting thing, none of them have lost the sense of touch yet. Although there's no monsters about to happen, they're not heroes. I was thinking that
out of the 5 girls, only 4 of them did that transformation, so it's like one still.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what
I wouldn't be surprised they'd done that, like you just said. That's interesting.
That's probably what Karen would have lost if she had done it. So,
right, yeah. Makes sense. She is very hands-on, that likes fighting and stuff. That would make sense.
Yeah.
To lose that.
But she's a character that's out of touch.
Oh.
That's right. She doesn't really get along with anyone.
Is there a sound effect?
She kind of lost its purpose too. I mean, all she knew was fighting. So now that the fighting's over with, now what?
Oh, I can't add the sound effect. I'm sorry, but I did it just now. So there you go.
You just did. There you go. Yeah.
A couple shows that I'm watching that I'd like to talk about. First is Shiro Bako, which is the PA Works making anime the anime. And I've been surprised that, for the most part, with the exception of episode 2, I think I mentioned this before, with that fantasy scene of everybody looking at the table and all the girls coming out. And for the most part, they've played it, kind of straight and had some fun with it, but they've been able to kind of make the show like a drama, an entertaining drama about making anime. And this most recent episode, they dealt with a guy that didn't want to do the key animation after finding out they were going to go with 3D for the episode. I believe it was episode 9's explosion scene.
Yeah, behind 2 episodes. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and I agree with Highway from his post. Taro is just an absolute idiot. Why he still has a job, why he was hired, those all come into question when you watch his character. But it is an enjoyable show.
Like a lot of positions and a lot of occupations, there are just sometimes when a semi-warm body that's capable of doing at least a half-assed job is better than scrambling to find someone that's not there.
That's what I was thinking about too. Yeah.
Do it, and it's always a process of diminishing returns. Eventually, that's gonna, that's.
I mentioned it happens with a lot of anime and manga producers that they have an editor that does a certain style. So I was like, I don't like it that way, but I can't find anyone else, so it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
In my experiences thus far, I have come across incompetent people. I mean, believe me, but I have not yet come across an incompetent person with that kind of attitude. Like, I can't even imagine what that would be like working with someone with that. First of all, I'd probably leave the team, and then that would be it.
Probably join GI staff or.
Yeah, GI staff for the Styline.
What's the JC staff? Oh yeah, that's the one there.
GI staff. I've had that type of person before in the food service industry, and I've unfortunately also come across it in freelance editing and different things like that. And you're dragging their nearly lifeless corpse across the finish line half the time.
You tell them not to go to work or something.
Well, in some cases, I mean, you try to make it so that they don't want to come back.
Okay.
Okay. What happened to all my shifts? Oh, they just all of a sudden disappeared. Sorry.
And then I'm also interested in talking about Psycho Pass 2, which having watched the first 5 episodes, I know 6 is out as we're doing this. It's what I expected coming into the series. We knew that To Ubikato was taking over writing duties from Urobuchi Gen. We knew Tatsunoko Productions was going to take over animation from Production IG, and we have a show now where it's perplexing to me because it feels different, the quality feels different, and especially with the animation, you can tell a difference between what's going on with 2 versus Psycho Pass 1, which character designs were much sharper. everything kind of looked overall a little better, and there's some of these scenes that you see in Psycho-Pass 2, they just don't quite get up to par with things that we've seen from the first Psycho-Pass series. And story-wise, that quality feels different, but it's still very intriguing. This Kamui guy that's kind of basically sort of the main quote-unquote villain of the piece, and his whole theme about what color and trying to find his way. He's definitely a very idealistic guy with this idea of setting everybody free, but the method that we're seeing right now is just a bunch of killing, as we saw at that one building. It was like a hospital place or a ward or something like that. So the show definitely feels different from Psycho-Pass 1, but seems kind of similar enough, and it's still an intriguing story.
Yeah, I like that one so far. That one episode where they have the people running from, like you said, the hospital, and the other cops just slaughtering them all. I was like, jeez.
Yeah,
that was insane.
And
using that like big cannon, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, getting to really see this season what the Dominator does, like a bunch of times. It's like incredibly excessive with the explosion of a human from the inside.
Yeah, it was. I would think, wouldn't that make more work for someone to clean that later on?
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, the first episode, you know, we had Akane kind of talk that guy down and lower his color, and that was kind of cool. But that episode was just like, nope, no time, just blast everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
I kind of hope that as the season, you know, we're halfway through the season at this point, so we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 more episodes to kind of take a deeper look into Akane, because we saw her growth a bit through season 1, but that was all kind of couched in this main story, and what we were kind of most interested as viewers, which is the duel between Kogame and Makishima, and seeing, you know, of course, people that watch season 1 knows how that ends, and kind of seeing what kind of makes Akane who she is, and how she's one that can keep her hue so low, her Psycho-Pass so low, and her hue so clear.
Right, yeah. That is interesting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and besides that, of course, the Gundam stuff, I'm really impressed by Build Fighters. That has become one of those that I definitely feel like watching the day it comes out. Just very enjoyable.
Yeah, I like that. I did see episode 6 that you're talking about. It was really cool seeing the Hoshino's power up for the team. That was kind of nice. And it fits her role, the support role, very well. I think.
Yeah. All right, so now with the anime stuff out of the way, let's kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about. I want to start actually by talking about the whole animations of a couple manga series that I'm interested in. The first, Shokugeki no Soma, we've known for a little while that's going to get an animation. We got some more details now. JC Staff is the studio that's going to be working on it. I think that's a pretty good fit. I know I remember a exchange between Skyline and Kyokai on Twitter about there was a rumor that ARMS was going to do it.
I remember that as well.
I mean, that was the beginning of her bad day, apparently, that day.
Yeah. My thought on that particularly is, like, it doesn't matter that much to me who animates it. I mean, if it, you know, it's difficult. Like, if we've read 94 chapters of the manga, and that's the story that we've grown to know and love, and we're going to see the anime do, you know, there's no way you can really do an ongoing series because you're only talking about less than 100 chapters of anime to work with, so there's going to be some kind of ending. It's going to be like 12 episodes. ARMS definitely has been very lackluster with their quality. Very, you know, frustratingly so in some cases. I believe people were watching Wizard Barristers, but AC Staff is a good fit, but I was, you know, kind of, you know.
But that's
thing.
Go ahead, sorry.
They can be a bit vanilla at times, can't they? I mean, there's nothing about a JC Staff show that is, you know, really kind of flashy like a lot of other shows do. It's not a Shaft studio. It's not a production IG. It's not along those lines, are they? I was just rewatching some of Heneko yesterday, and I was seeing how that worked out, and I was mentally preparing that to, like, Toradora. And even though they're crafted very well and the animation on it is superb, there's nothing really flashy or bold about it, is it?
Mm-hmm.
No, not really.
No, they kind of have their style, and then they don't go that far beyond with it.
I think it depends on what kind of series they got. I mean, JC Staff, I'm a big fan of them because of Index. Well done. I mean, when they get those type of shows, Magic, even the other Wizard show they had, Witchcraft Works, they did really good on that. But I think as far as Soma goes, it's like if they can just animate the food detail, that's all they really need to aim for. Their character stuff's kind of basic, I think.
Heck, if it was food, they should have gone for Unlimited Blade Works.
Right, they could have, but
God. Every time they sit down to a meal at Unlimited Blade Works, I'm like, where is my seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they do.
I'm surprised they didn't pick that up though. But I mean, Soma, I've only read a couple chapters, but I know the basic of the story, so it's like it's cool. But like I said, if they get the food detail part right, then it'd be an entertaining show.
Yeah, and also Assassination Classroom. I'm looking forward to. We're seeing some more information, some more video stuff. That should be a pretty cool series. However long Lurch wants to do that series.
Yeah, I've never read it yet, but
how does
I was trying to get the basic of that. Is it like they're trapped in like a school that's like kind of a prison, or I was kind of confused on how they're.
What the premise is you have Koro Sensei who
the little smiley face guy, right?
Yeah, he destroys like the moon or something like that, like a huge chunk out of the moon, and he forces them to make a contract to where I want to be in this class, and if I want to train these students to be assassins, and if they can't do it by the end of the year, then I destroy Earth. And there's like a 10 million or 10 billion yen bounty on him. So you have he's kind of training the students at school stuff and assassination too, and you have all these kind of outsiders that are kind of interested in just the money. Right.
So is it anywhere like, I don't want to say the name of that series because it's bad, Come No Riddle, whatever? Is that anything like that? I mean that seems kind of set there. They're all trying to kill one person.
Mm-hmm. It's more funny than No Riddle. And what's good about this series is that all these students stay. I don't think ever has a student left class.
Okay.
From deaf or anything like that. There's been times where people thought about leaving, but but it's more comical also. Koro Sensei makes a lot of the things that happens in the series really fun. Like the big thing about him is that he travels at Mach 20 speed.
Oh wow!
What?
Crazy.
Why so specific?
They show him like going like Brazil for the World Cup for like lunch and then coming back in an instant.
Wow.
And then he's training all of the students at the same time, but you see just all these after images of him because he's going so fast. So I mean,
yeah. I'm looking at the voice cast. He's gonna be Jun Fukuyama's gonna voice the sensei, so he's always does these weird, crazy roles. So I think that fits from what you're describing him as this interesting character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Tsugata Tomokazu. He's in there. I always love to listen to him.
Do you see what his character he's playing as?
Tsugata's playing a
Karasume
role. Yeah.
Yeah, that fits him pretty well.
Yeah. He's playing someone in the Ministry of Defense, Japanese government.
Yeah.
Government worker, assistant teacher, and PE instructor.
Can you see who plays Bitch Sensei?
What's his name?
Her name is Irina Jelovich.
Oh, is her name actually Bitch Sensei? Because that's
what they call her. Yeah.
Suzuka Aita is playing that one.
Oh.
Does she deserve the nickname? Do you know?
Yeah. According to the students, there was a while there I was kind of like, wow, why is she still here? She's just kind of like an accessory at this point. But then they kind of did an arc a little later where they kind of made like, oh, she's still here and we still like her. kind of needed to give her purpose, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, she's actually Yoi from Psycho-Pass season 2.
Oh.
That's
Oh, like
so
girl. Oh my
that voice
god.
actor, she's gonna be back again.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her list of roles. Wow, she's everywhere. Shirabaku, she's in that. That's 3 different characters.
That was a neat kind of tacked on thing at the end of the first Psychopath series. Was that lesbian scene where they were in bed?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like we had already kind of known like that whole thing in episode 1 where they were Yayoi was getting up and walking out as Kara Nomori was laying down and pulling up her stocking. But,
Mm-hmm.
And also, as spoiler free as I possibly can, I want to talk about the Naruto manga. It is done. Naruto manga is done.
Well, for now, anyway.
Yeah. We got the 700th chapter is an epilogue to the series, and we kind of know there's going to be a spin-off now with all the kids.
Right.
So that episode was, or that chapter, excuse me, was basically, here are the ships. Here's what happened. Here's how they line up. And I think the majority of the audience was in complete agreement with the decisions that were made.
At least some of them were. I mean, the people that like Naruto and Sakura together did not like the final chapter. I think there was even stories of them going towards the editor on Twitter, kind of sending him death threats because they didn't get the couple they wanted in the end, and they wanted him to rewrite the ending to fit what they wanted. And they kept badgering the editor over and over, and she actually got on Twitter and tweeted something out saying that something along the lines of like, "We're not gonna change it. It is what it is. You don't like it."
That finally, someone that stands up with some backbone to these kind of people.
Exactly. It's like if the ending didn't go the way you wanted, so sorry, but at least there's gonna be more Naruto in the future.
These fans can be quite vicious. It's almost surprising the shit that happens to mangaka, really, from their alleged readers and fans. It's like you'd think they'd respect the creator of the property, but no, they really want to own it themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to be invested. There's no problem with you loving something, but when you kind of harp on the creator because the creator's vision of his own creation does not agree with your vision of, again, his creation, it's like here, I'll do it. All right, here we go. It's like this. Deal with it, okay? Just deal with it.
You have to deal with it, exactly.
And I haven't watched Naruto anime in a while, but just yesterday I had watched episode 166, which is this great episode where Naruto is pinned down and Hinata wants to rescue him. And we've known this whole time about Hinata's feelings, and it was a great episode where you see her say it, but also just the overall direction of the episode I thought was pretty good, and the animation overall was pretty good. And there are some moments where the scene went silent, and I thought that was used very well. So Naruto.
We were fighting against pain, right?
Yeah,
no?
That's when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when they beat him at the end. That's like the last few bits of that arc.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then the episode after that was like some really cool pain, Six Tails action.
And I think a flashback of his life, and I was just like, wake me up when it's over. I don't really care anymore. That's the time I stopped watching it.
I mean, it's something in general in Naruto, but especially in the anime. Like, I was talking to some friends that have been following, and they talk about how this stuff with Obito, we've seen these flashbacks 4 different times, but they're using, okay, we're going to use the end of this conversation here, we're going to use the beginning, and okay, we're going to go with the whole conversation, like to really send a message instead of what you're really doing, which is just saving time.
Well, in the anime, I'm pretty sure that they are deliberately dragging it out so that they can maximize the amount of time they use on there. I mean, at this point, I can't say that they're trying to let the manga accumulate more material because there is no more material. But I mean, maybe they have some sort of contract signed on for some number of episodes. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Maybe someone more educated can inform us on that.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works with all these shonen shows. Bleach does it where they have a whole arc, has at least 100 and some episodes that isn't even the manga whatsoever. So it's just created just for that purpose, so the manga can catch up or go on farther. That way the anime never bumps into it. That way you don't have the same story at the same time. Some people don't like that because then they read ahead and oh, I didn't know the ending of this arc, and they quit watching.
I have a topic I'd like to discuss because I'm watching the live stream and Kill Me with a Shotgun has a question. He says, "Have you guys discussed about Your Lie in April or Shigatsu Kimi no Uso yet?" And the answer is no, obviously. So, assuming you guys are watching it, I believe you're all watching it, right?
I was,
okay.
But now I'm feeling indifferent about it, and I haven't visited it since episode 4.
Well, we can still discuss because that's something to talk about as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. May I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
You go ahead. I want to curious why you dropped it.
But that show, when it started, I said on Google Plus something about the first 2 episodes. I felt indifferent to the episode while I was watching it, but by the end, they would show this sort of thing that would leave me wanting more. Oh, okay, I'll check that out. That sounds pretty interesting. But there was a bit of a self-awareness thing about the whole friend A, or this is just like something in the movies or something that I was just kind of not really feeling in the anime. And then we got into a point where we saw some symbolism stuff. Highway kind of mentioned the blatancy of the scene in which the main guy's name, help please, what's his name?
Let me look that up for you.
I actually forgot his name. I remember his friend's name is
Kyosei. It's Kyosei is the main guy.
Kyosei.
Oh yeah, when he accepts.
No, it was Kosei, right? Not Kyosei.
Yeah. Kosei.
Kosei, yeah.
Whatever, Kosei.
When he accepts her request to be her accompanist.
Right.
And then the stuff with the underwater, and then some of the violent stuff that I've seen in the past recent episode or 2, kind of put me off a little bit.
It's remaining true to its source material when you get right down to it, because I've read through about maybe 12 chapters of the manga. Kind of cheap pace with it. I don't want to overpace it and spoil myself for it, but it's adhering pretty tightly to its source. A lot of it's a bit more hyper-realized, like Highway pointed out, how sappily underscored that stepping out from the darkness into the light. That was much more subtle in the chapters. But apparently whoever was on episode direction for that particular one wanted to make sure you really got that.
And that in the water, like you can tell he's drowning in his emotions. Oh no.
I kind of liked that thing when he was underwater, and how that was just making him feel like he was drowning and alone. It was a bit overplayed at points, but I thought it was a very good metaphor, and I thought they animated it really well.
Oh yeah, I mean, for anime, they kind of have to animate that stuff. I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but when we watch it, I think like Jerry was saying, when we see that stuff on screen, some of us are kind of like makes our eyes roll, like to be more obvious, But sometimes you have to be obvious.
And the weird violent breaks, are there again too. But I've been watching anime for how long? You got to take those kind of things in stride. That's just how the medium operates.
Are you talking about when the animation goes all like sketchy?
Yeah,
sometimes?
yeah. When it goes
yeah.
shift.
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of used to that. With Gurren Lagann did that a lot when it first started out. There's some moments in Kill la Kill that do that.
Anime does it. Period.
Yeah,
when
a
you
lot
get down to it.
The thing I don't like as far as she did that sports chick, I forgot her name. She does get a little violent, and kind of wish she would tone it down a little bit. But I know that why they're doing it is for comic relief. And it does make it laugh sometimes, but most of the times, is it really needed to kick him that many times? Really?
Well, everything's exaggerated in anime, so.
That's true. I mean, that kind of has to.
Actually, everything's exaggerated in all forms of fiction, but that's besides the point. But my opinion of the show is, I went into this thinking that it was going to be kind of a musical anime, or not. like an anime about music.
Right. I understand.
I had actually never seen one such anime before. I know there's things out there like Kiniro no Koro and stuff like that, but I didn't really have any interest in them. I actually played the violin for I think like 13 years or so, and I don't know, I kind of sympathize with Kosei a bit. Well, maybe not, but his thing is that he stopped playing because he had this emotional baggage attached to the act of playing the piano, just because of his mom. And
Right.
I mean, I understand that, but I just felt like the way that he was thrust back into it was a little forceful. Maybe it was required, and I guess that's how the story is, because we know he's going to get back into music. Otherwise, it wouldn't be themed like that. But just speaking as someone who also stopped playing, I mean, I feel like he should have been left to make the decision on his own. I get it. The anime was saying that he didn't really make a decision. He is kind of being repressed by all this other stuff that comes along with music.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels a bit contrived, but it is fiction. I'll give them that. But besides that, me personally disagreeing with how they went about bringing him back into that world of music, which really can be quite a intense world. I speak in personal experience. But besides that, the show is pretty solid entertainment in my opinion. Like, I don't necessarily look forward to it every week, and I definitely don't discuss it very much or at all. However, when I sit down and I watch the episode, I don't feel like my time is wasted. I feel like it was a very solid 24-ish minutes of entertainment. Whereas if I sat down and I watched a certain show about an underwear brand, maybe, I would leave the show thinking, what have I gotten from this? Well, if you think that watching a girl blow herself up with a grenade, except not, is something significant, then I guess good for you. But like, that show is just so devoid of anything of any real importance and impact. It's like things happen, and you're there for the ride. Whereas with, for example, Your Lie in April, things happen, and we get to see these characters actually, have an emotional and real reaction, and they grow, and they develop, and they rediscover the joys of music and whatnot. Even though I have personal beef with that, but that's how it is. That's the sign of entertainment succeeding. You go into it and you had a good time, and it's really, I mean, even though it's not something that people will probably remember for decades to come, it's solid, it's there, it's probably setting the standard for what most anime should aim to be, because most anime can't be outstanding. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I think the problem with like that and many other shows just being remembered in general is that it's already being couched in that Toradora Golden Time sort of comparison.
Yeah.
I don't want to make that comparison. It's just not fair to most shows. I mean, why do we do that anyway? I mean, yeah, Toradora is a great show. Make no mistake. But there are many other great shows as well that, debatable as to whether they will be masterpieces to be remembered for the ages again. But my take on most good shows is, as long as you enjoy it for the time, even if you don't remember it, a month after the show ends, that's fine. It served its purpose. You were entertained. Your time was well spent. And what more can you ask for, really?
Money.
I think
well, you're not going to get money, but the businesses might.
Yeah.
You're going to give them the money.
Yeah, that's true.
If you buy the Blu-ray. But I was gonna say that so far the last episode they had kind of left me kind of laughing. It was like, yeah, these two other characters are just introduced, these other piano players, and to me it felt like a shonen show at the end. Like they're all just like, oh, we're going into this tournament,
It had to be a
Like,
shonen show. That was
like
Kaji
some kind of
Yuki
fighting thing.
out.
He's gonna lose an arm. He's gonna play the piano, lose an arm, and he
Break an
can't play the
arm.
piano again.
You know,
Right.
that's possible because there was an old episode of MASH where a soldier lost the use of his, one of his hands, and Winchester, the cultural guy, found left-handed piano scores for him to play.
Uh,
I
So
thought it was
it's
funny
possible.
because they're both those new characters at the end of the episode are just like so intense about I want to get in this tournament and I'm gonna destroy so and so. I'm like,
Hmm.
is this? I'm like, did this shift into like Hunter x Hunter now? We're fighting each other with music now?
But I mean, that's,
There?
that's what's going to
Especially
happen
with
with Shokugeki no Soma, is that
Yeah.
it's gonna get to that where it's
Yeah,
like,
they do the food battles. Yeah, I like those
food
Iron
battles.
Chef moments in that. And with April, it's like I just thought it was funny at the end. And that kid's hair, I'm like, that blonde kid's hair. I'm like, what the heck?
He wasn't the OP, you know.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm like, he's already he's like a Super Saiyan already, so already got a shonen element right thrown in. And the girl at the end, I was reading her bio. It's like she plays based on her emotion. So if she's angry, she's gonna play angrily. If she's happy, she's gonna play happily. I'm like, that sounds like a to me like a power up type thing. I'm
Well,
being angry, so I'm gonna get intense music and I'm gonna win.
What is that like? That's like the pumpkin from Akame ga Kill. You know, my piano is more powerful the more powerful my competitor is.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's true though. When you play music, that is what tends to happen. Unless you're one of those people that plays mechanically, like apparently Kosei did back then.
Right.
And that's not really music. That's
I-
like you could make a computer. You could make a computer do that. So
Yeah.
But what do you guys think of like I don't know the romance of the show? I mean, for me, I think I watch it for other reasons. I'm watching because I like the animation, the voice actors, and the characters are interesting and the story so far. But romance-wise, what do you guys think of like the pairings that they're doing? I mean, obviously we know who's gonna get with who. I mean, it's blatantly
Yeah,
obvious in the
It's
opening.
growing and developing, and because it has 22 episodes, I think at the 6 we have right now,
Hmm.
it's still too soon to tell. You know, there's
Right.
a lot of different ways it could go in that direction.
Uh-huh.
I'm
There's
going to
obvious-
cite. I'm going to cite the long-standing anime rule that the
Right.
childhood friend never wins.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't see that ever happening.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Sabaki, but you're just out. You know, you're playing baseball, or no, it's baseball, softball. I'm sorry. If you're playing softball, you're out. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
I've read some blogs and I feel that some people were kind of saying that with the characters being only, a certain age, 14, would they, some people are complaining that would they even know what they're even getting into as far as that?
Well, they don't know, but that doesn't mean they can't
Yeah.
show attraction to each other.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that's not a valid story to tell when you get right down to it either.
Yeah, so I was going to ask Smile if the character's age, the age of the characters matters to him at all.
Well-
With how they react to other things, not just the romance stuff, but the
It is a little
dramatic
weird
stuff.
that they are supposed to be so young.
Yeah.
But the way this is the way again I treat age in anime is that it is irrelevant. It doesn't do anything.
Right.
These characters can be as old as you want them to be unless it's specifically mentioned for plot
Right.
purposes. For example, my very favorite Lolly Vampire there on Skyline's shirt, her age is important, but
Right.
for everyone else doesn't really matter. They're just kids, or if they look like grown-ups, they're grown-ups. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
If they look like a cake, they're probably a cake.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, would someone that young react the way these kids are reacting towards certain things? Like,
Yes. Yes.
maybe. Why not? I mean, it's, like you said, it is actually a work of fiction, so we gotta kind of at least let
They're
that
not-
kinda-
You know, it was like on Sorina Method, people complaining about Yuzuki and all that, and I'm thinking, no, 13-year-old, 14-year-old girls act like that. They do.
Right.
People, I can't believe that people would think that's not how an adolescent girl behaves. Because
Right. I mean, I can see
that was
that.
like the most stereotypical tantrum I've ever seen. Really, she's just throwing a tantrum because she can't see the fireworks with her brother. I mean, how is that not 13, 14 years old? That's
Oh, yeah, that
if she were
completely.
grown up, she'd be like, well, I can't see the fireworks. Guess I'm gonna go home and watch TV. He's like, drink a beer.
Right. I mean, I can see that with that show. I mean, the characters are so young, they make it a point to say, oh, they're this age,
Mm.
In April, the same thing. They kind of make it a point to tell you that they're in middle school still. Even though it looks like they're high schoolers, like I've been saying. But
Hmm?
Yeah, well.
do
You
you
know.
guys have a character you don't really like that you kind of wish would just go away? I mean, I don't like Ryota, even though he's not doing much. He's just there as like a secondary character. But I'm like, I don't like him. Just focus on the main three. That's all I care about right now.
Mm, there's not really anyone disagreeable. I mean, sure, there can be characters, as you just mentioned, who could not be there, but
Right.
that's not the same as disliking them, I guess. So I guess my answer is no.
So I'm more interested in Tsubaki's story right now than the main two. I don't know why. Maybe because I like the voice actor.
They've spent a lot of time on the musicians, the main two, so it's really good to see Tsubaki get some time in it too.
Right, because most of the shows you don't get to see like the secondary couple or kids do anything. It's always about the main two. So it's nice that they do like, okay, they're still here, but I'm not saying they should have episodes just dedicated to them only. No, they should keep going with the main two, obviously.
Well, the way I see it, there will be at least a couple episodes dedicated to her.
Right, I mean, yeah, they
not
got
purely her. Obviously, the characters, yeah, they'll be there.
right.
Like it'll be her story because we are literally right in the middle of her story right now. She's consulting her old senpai about how she can go about winning the. Well, she hasn't realized. Well, I think she has realized it by now that she likes Kosei. But
Oh yeah, she has. I think I think she almost feels a little regret in introducing her friend to the other girl. Like, whoops, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
If we wanna play on the tropes and the cliches, her senpai's gonna be like, oh, you talk about this guy a lot. It sounds like maybe you like him.
No, I would say that the physical abuse counts as her really liking him.
Yeah, well,
Or
nothing about being to be
always
really
beating the
liked.
crap out of him. Like, that's obviously something. Come on.
That's just how some people have to express themselves.
Notice me, I'll force you.
Notice me, senpai. Anything else to bring up, guys? Coming up.
I was going to talk about a manga that's ending. I'm not. Kyo no Katashi. It's about I guess a deaf girl and she's getting in school life, whatever. That's going to read her end next week. It's only on I think 60 something chapters, so that's going to end. I'm hoping to get the anime adaptation, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm still wondering how they would go about the character can't hear anything and it'd be sign language. So it's like, to me, they got to use a lot of animation for that. A lot of movement with the hand.
I read the one shot. I think I read the one shot that it was based on, and that was
Really
okay.
good.
I mean,
It's really
yeah,
good.
it presented the concepts, but obviously as a one shot, there was only so much you could do, and then it kind of ended pretty quickly. In some cases, that's a good thing, but in this case, I think the story could have been explored. And I am not reading the manga, but I'm glad the manga exists because it can be explored now.
Yeah, the manga has like at least 60 something chapters, and it's really good. I like the manga. I'm just curious who would pick it up as the anime adaptation. It's got a lot of drama, a lot of emotional stuff. It's sort of like April. They have all these metaphors and stuff they would animate probably.
Was it a manga that was being released monthly?
No, like Spine Said was a one shot first, but then they got a monthly treatment after that.
Oh, okay. So
they get updated every two times a month, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's like
bi-monthly. Right.
All right.
But that's ending.
There might be a chance for it at some point.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just
also
kind of curious with it being so many. There's only 60-something chapters. It's kind of low. For some, it might be a 12-episode series.
That kind of gets back to a question that Blackbriar asked on our last live show about these completed works that are kind of just sitting there and not getting an anime adaptation while Akame ga Kill is going on, and we know that manga will still go after wherever the anime ends, whatever it does.
Right, and some coming up here soon. And it's still
same
going.
thing. Assassination Classroom.
I think I don't know. I think it might depend on the genre. Maybe an action show. Action mangas probably can sell more than something that's super serious.
Well, going off of a bit of a tangent from what you were talking about things getting an anime adaptation. There's actually a Crunchyroll news post thing from a barber a couple days ago. Oh, actually, it was yesterday, and it was on the manga or light novels that Japanese readers most thought needed an anime. And I was just going through that list, and I did not recognize a lot of them. There's Yotsuba, which is there, and that's good.
Oh yeah,
And
that
then
one's good.
there's Akakami no Shira Yukihime, which is on my manga plan to read list, which is huge. It's a really long list. I need to get that out eventually. And then I'm looking through the list, and I don't think oh, there's Denpa Kyoshi. But there's not a lot on this list that I recognize. And so I'm thinking that, I mean, yeah, some of us Western fans may be like, oh yeah, we kind of hope that we see this. But I do wonder if maybe the Japanese, well, obviously the Japanese readers would be closer to the Japanese industry, so their suggestions would be even before ours. But then even more than that, I have to wonder how much the industry actually does care too much about what the consumers think about this. I get the feeling that I mean, yeah, obviously the popularity is a thing. So if a show is being voted as one of the top 20 shows, or if something is being voted as one of the top 20 works that deserves an anime, then maybe they'll pay attention to that. For sure.
Right.
They probably look at sales and stuff like that. But getting to my point, I think it's probably more money based.
Yeah, I mean, these studios, I mean, they know. We act like, oh, you're picking dumb shows to adapt or dumb manga, light novels, whatever.
Yeah,
but I mean, they know. It's like in video games with indie is getting big, and so people go like, oh, EA is evil, Activision is evil, Ubisoft is evil. But I mean, although Ubisoft had a very questionable thing happen with the Assassin's Creed Unity thing, but that's a different story. Point being, I mean, they know, and Call of Duty will it's kind of losing money year over year, but it's still selling crazily. And,
like Mahoka, but that's really popular, isn't it? Over there, that's popular, and you have like Sword Art Online, obviously.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Yotsuba and and that's, from what I understand, that's almost like the Calvin and Hobbes of anime. It's the creator wants no adaptation of it. Period.
Yeah, so there's stuff like that too, because they do have to. I assume they have to obtain the permission of the creator. Obviously, that seems like the only thing that should be done. So yeah, even if we're clamoring for it, I mean, not gonna happen. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think if I want anything about adaptation, I'm just tired of these sort of online type shows that get adapted. I know certain people like them, but I just don't care for them. Where one character, everything falls on them. But I don't know. I can't say much of that because I like Index, which is almost the same thing. So.
Well, that's shonen. That's the entire genre-defining thing. Is that main guy with his superpowers beats everyone else. You can't avoid it there.
Yeah, I mean you can. That's true. I mean,
do you like
the same problem?
Do you like Will Smith sci-fi films?
Yeah, pretty much.
Same thing. Hello.
Yeah.
Our friend Kill Me with a Shotgun has more questions, apparently.
Oh, good.
Seems to be the only guy. We'll invite him back to these things because he seems to be the only one who participates. It is a live stream. I hope people realize that he can
That's actually
interact. The point of a live stream is to interact with streamers, But he's asking, what are your thoughts on Akatsuki no Yona? Did I pronounce it right? Akatsuki no Yona.
Yeah.
And Donten Yuaru, or it's like laughing something. I forget what it's called. But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the second one. I've seen the
you
first
wanted me to
one.
watch it before. Yeah, that's actually a she, but yeah. If you wanted me to watch those shows, I'm kind of slacking on. I actually watched them, but I think I don't know who's watching it. I don't know how he's watching one of those.
I'm watching Akatsuki no Yona. I think that's what he's watching as well. That show is. Let me preface this by saying that I don't really have a thing for shoujo, and so I will proceed by saying that show is very shoujo. I'll leave it at that.
But that doesn't necessarily make it that bad. I mean, it's.
I'm not saying it's not to my taste.
Qualities to it.
I liked The World is Still Beautiful from a couple seasons back. And
Oh, that was good, yeah.
in coming into this season, I haven't been keeping up with Akatsuki no Yona, but I do want to watch it because in the first couple episodes, I kind of got that kind of sense. They were doing some funny things, but it definitely feels more dramatic in the overall versus The World is Still Beautiful, but the shoujo vibes are definitely strong in the series, and I'm kind of interested in seeing the main girl kind of grow
Yona,
to
her name is
Yona. What we see of her, she's wielding an arrow and stuff. And maybe she's gotten a little bit toughened over the time between when that whole thing went down in the first 2 episodes versus where she might be currently, which is, I guess, episode 6.
Yeah, I saw some screenshots. And she's getting
that show is at least nice in that it follows that kind of empowerment of the main female lead archetype, which I much prefer over the sappy romance or the guy is a jerk, which is another shoujo that's going on right now.
Oh, yeah, Wolf Girl.
It started off strong. I thought it wasn't too bad,
I like
then
that one.
as time went on, the guy just became more and more of a dick, and eventually I could not say, yeah, he's actually not that bad. He's just a male tsundere. No, he's legitimately an asshole. I mean, the things he did to her, especially over Christmas, like, oh my gosh, are you serious?
I dumped that 3 episodes in, and I was really upset with it for one very specific reason, and I had not seen Sanae Itoe in a leading role in a very, very long time, and I was pissed off.
Yeah, it's fun watching. Yep. Just because of her.
But I can't.
It's weird. We could get into feminism discussions. I mean, this is a show marketed for girls, and I guess it must be successful enough because it's selling. And yet, the depiction of it is quite denigrating. And I'm not going to white knight or anything, but legitimately, the guy is an asshole. Any girl, any self-respect should just dump his ass pretty quickly. You may have a crush on him, but well, I guess her friends. I was gonna say, but your friends should tell you that he's an asshole. I guess her friends are not the best role models either. But they don't really care about themselves. They're too self-centered to care about her. But if she had any real friends, like Sanda, I think that's her name, right?
Well, I mean, I would say she kind of dug herself a hole in the beginning anyway. She didn't make that lie.
Yeah, but now there's this new guy. There you go.
But
the new guy who's a beta, but
the other kid, his friend hit on her too, and she's just like, "You're nice and all, but no." I'm like, whatever. But
yeah, that show, just so infuriating. Yet I'm still watching it. The things I do to myself. It's not that it hasn't crossed that threshold yet. There's a very definite threshold at which I start dropping shows, and it's not that bad yet. Maybe because.
I guess Blackbriar asked a question too about Downton no Waru. I don't think any of us are watching that, unfortunately. I mean, I looked at the first minutes of it. I just didn't like the character designs.
Yeah, first episode character design bugged me, and just there was nothing that really made me go, well, you know what? I'll watch a second episode, see how this turns out. Isn't that a terrible recommendation for a show? It's just I don't even want to bother to see the second show to see how this turns out.
Yeah, I might try to watch it. I mean, I've only seen like the first few minutes of it. But it's something I gotta watch for this whenever.
So you mentioned that a show that I'm still watching that actually started in summer. Arg-Vulan, as I like to call it, because sometimes. But like that first episode for Arg-Vulan, that was basically that. It didn't really encourage you very much to watch past that, and yet for some weird reason I did, and it's getting back up. So I wonder, I mean, again, I can't speak, and I think none of us can speak for Downton no Waru because we're not watching it. So, but I do wonder if anyone is watching it, whether, it's picked itself back up a little bit. I didn't even watch the first episode, so there was no chance for me.
Yeah. For me, I don't know, it looked like it was going to be one of those kind of reverse harem shows where all these guys are defending this one girl. Which I tried, Brave 10 was the last I watched like that, and I didn't really like it so much, so I think that's why I originally passed on Johnson and whatever. But it's like, it looks like one of those shows I'm not really gonna like. But yeah, I'm still watching stuff like Arjavon, like you said. So it's kind of like, I really don't know anymore where I draw the line. Because Arjavon, like you said, at the beginning it's stupid, and now it's just now getting good. It's like episode 18, 19, like. But yeah,
It's on. It's wavering on that border of being good and bad. It kind of goes up and then down. I mean, all shows have that, but this show is right on the border. At times it can just be so stupid. I can't believe
yeah.
that.
I think
But
episode 15, 16, when the commander told him not to get in the Arbitron no more, I was like, this is just the reverse of Eva, instead of Shelton yelling at Shinji to get in the robot, you're telling the main guy, get out of the robot. Don't get near
It's
the
good
robot. And like, people are dying. It's like, oh my god.
What's gonna happen next? The captain reveals that he's his dad or something. Yeah, I'm your
I'm
dad.
ready for that. I'm your dad.
I'm telling you not to get in that.
And he's like,
Shinji appears. He's like, why can't my dad be like that?
yeah. The other thing I don't like about that series is they have the Tularu designs, and they're not really using them to their full potential at all. They're just using like their face designs.
That show does not need Tularu in it.
Yeah, I was surprised.
That would only bring it down.
It's a weird choice for designs, but yeah.
It's alright.
At least Arbitron is better than Buddy Complex.
Guess that show. It's just 24 minutes of name yelling. That's all it was, constantly.
From what I understand of you guys talking about, like when Argvollen started, people were kind of not really liking it, and then maybe a couple of episodes in, they were you kind of formed like a cult following in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why I feel like when Majestic Prince came out, it was the same thing. A lot of people hated it in the beginning, but they stuck to it and got better and better, and it became really amazing.
Majestic Prince
in the end,
very good. People should watch.
Buddy Complex is the opposite. It just never got good.
MVP season 2. I mean, they left it open-ended.
Yeah, which eventually just became an OVA.
Right.
Buddy Complex.
12 episodes of this.
Oh no, even the OVA is not good. The Rush time travel story that makes you kind of scratch your head and then like, no. It means Steins Gate had a better time travel theory than Buddy Complex, but yeah, I'm not sure why someone would go back in the past or go back in the future and then be a kid again, and I don't even understand how that works, but whatever.
While we're on the topic of Sunrise mecha shows, let's talk about Sunrise. I mean, lately, I feel like they've just been kind of just shooting for weird things.
Yeah, they are. I think I said it before in like my first post on Cross-Range, that Sunrise is trying the formula of take mechs, combine it with something else, and pray it's a success.
I wish they would just. It feels like they're just shooting blindly. Instead of shooting blindly, I wish they would just sit down and write something. Cross NJ, we have this weird. I think you guys were discussing this on some posts, probably Mechanar somewhere. You guys were discussing this, and Highway said that only affects that we have this weird interest in Cross NJ. I forget what he said was the reason for it, but it's definitely not good. Like, I wouldn't recommend the show, even though we're all still watching it. And I just kind of wish that Sunrise would take the elements that keep us watching. They've got that down on and off for shows. Some shows have it, some shows don't. If they could take that element and just combine it with a legitimately good story, they'd have an anime that people would actually really enjoy, instead of things that we really hate on, Valvrave, or shows that we're just or shows that we're just kind of like, I don't know why I'm still watching this, but I've got this strange attraction to it, like Cross NJ. It's like, I don't know, it could be so much better, but they choose not to. They just choose.
Like Tiger and Bunny, they've done that. They did Cowboy Bebop. Look at their list. Outlaw Star. I mean, they've done some quality stuff back in the day. But.
Well, that's again going back to the whole thing about studios not being their former selves. I mean, the teams change. People come and go.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious.
This is not that Sunrise. I mean, I'm not saying they've gone downhill. I'm not going to be on that train ride or anything like that. But
yeah, how many studios now exist that you can read that used to have former Sunrise staffers on it?
Right. I mean, they've probably been around everyone. Or
former Toei Animation, supervisors go off to form their own show. I mean, Shaft.
Gainax is a big one right there.
Yeah, Gainax. Well, yeah, Sunrise, I think, like you said, they're just shooting for I think they're shooting for the next big hit. I mean, they always know Love Live's huge for them right now. Gundam will never die. It's gonna be around forever. That's what got them started. So they're just looking for the next big thing to get them.
But the problem with like Valvrave and CrossAng is that there's a low level of intellectuality to them.
Yeah.
I think they're just there's moments of triteness and clichédness and absurdity in trying to create what we know from Valvrave and sort of CrossAng as this dramatic story where they have these things that I think it's one of the things that I think is most frustrating in anime sometimes is that when you see a good story, a potential for a good story, nestled in crap.
Yeah. That's exactly what CrossAng is.
Well, I think what their problem is they've done so much Gundam that everyone, no matter what they do for mecha, it wasn't compared to that. It kind of sucks that they
and so once it gets that comparison, they feel it necessary to kind of like to go away at a sharp angle from that, to kind of have this thing to where there's, oh my goodness, prison rape, and then just gory deaths happening right off the bat, and just.
Well, I was gonna say that even some of their Gundam that they're known for some of them aren't really that great. 00 season 2 got very negative on that. The movie's very bad, and even with Gundam, they're not perfect on those either.
With Gundam, it almost seems like they fear that they're going to someone's going to steal it from them at some given point, so they have to keep on making it. If we don't keep on making it, someone's going to grab it and make it for us.
I wonder if they have this IP thing where if you don't keep making properties that IP, they will lose it. I know. I think Marvel had an issue with that. That's why they had to make some movies a while back that were really, really bad. Really.
At the beginning, they weren't that great. Yeah. And then Marvel took over, and they want to do their own movies.
So yeah, I wonder if actually I wonder if that's what's happening. I wonder if Sunrise would lose the IP rights to Gundam if they stop making Gundam shows.
Well, I mean, they kind of originally created it with help of the original writers, so it's like, I don't know. It would be interesting to see if someone else take over a Gundam for one season. I wouldn't mind that actually.
Who would you see? Which studio would you see doing that?
Maybe Wit Studios. I mean, didn't they do
Attack on Titan?
Yeah, they did that. What was the one that did I forgot the space one where they're fighting the monsters? It's all CGI.
Polygon Pictures did.
Yeah, if they did a Gundam, that'd be kind of interesting to see what they would do. I mean, people wouldn't like it because it would be all CG.
A CGI Gundam, my goodness, just stay away from any anime board at that point.
They've actually done things like that before, but they're like shorts, one-shot OVA thing in the past, where it's all CG.
And then that one time, that awful live action.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was called Savior Gundam or something.
But I wonder if Mappa would do any good at that. But my dream studio would be like Kyoto. If they ever did a Gundam, that'd be hilarious. Just seeing them try a mecha. I mean, they've done it with Fullmetal Panic. That's a long time ago. I definitely wouldn't want Madhouse. Satellite.
Yeah, they're. It's not a
production IG.
Production IG. I can see that.
I mean, they're still it's one of the things that they were, known for sort of innovating in the anime scene was the CGI stuff and 3D usage and Ghost in the Shell in the 90s. And there's still many series that they've worked on since where I feel like they excel at that. I want to talk about not in anime but animation. Have any of you ever watched Ruby, an episode or seen a clip or something?
I saw the first two. Wasn't very impressed with it.
Yes, story-wise, it's not the sharpest, but in action scenes now, it's not airing right now. They finished Volume 2 last month or so. But if it were airing when this fall anime season is going, I would say after Fate Zero, it's the best action you can watch in an animation series because it really is impressive. There are times where that kind of looks awkward. But when they do action, and you can always tell because it's a longer episode than the others are, especially in season 1 where it's like, an episode was 5 minutes and they were just talking. It's 17 minutes, bunch of action, but really impressive. And the choreography that they have in these action sequences are really good. And every weapon is also a gun, so that kind of adds to a bit of the variety of what these girls can do in battle, and a couple guys too. But Ruby is one that if you're kind of looking for an easy show to watch that's fun and has really great action, then I could recommend that, because the episodes, they're not full 20 minutes, but they're not really short, like 4-minuters. It's kind of that way in season 1 at the start, but then as they go for season 2, you get into the 10 or so. So it's easy to watch, easy to catch up with. Not that much of your time is going to be taken, but I think if you're looking for action, you might like that.
Right.
You answered my question I was going to ask. I was going to say I watched the first episode, and like Skyline, I wasn't very impressed, and so I just didn't give it any more than that. But if, as you say, it gets better beyond that, then maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe over Thanksgiving break or something, or maybe winter break or something.
Yeah, I started with season 2, which is just like they had a food fight episode where they were in the cafeteria, and I was like, wow, this is really good for a food fight.
This is top-notch food fight right here.
Is it in a bento level?
Does the animation quality improve, or no?
I believe it stays about the same. Like I mentioned some of the awkward scenes. There's a scene where this girl we kind of recognize as the main villain is running on a rooftop, and it just looks awkward how you see her legs moving and how she's landing on the roofs of these buildings and in parts of like these homes and such. Kind of looks awkward, but when they get down to action, that's where they really show their skill. And there's like a mecha battle in an episode on a highway that was really cool.
That's okay. I can excuse for running. I mean, in anime, we are led to believe that girls run like this. Yes. Whatever. So our friend Kill Me with a Shotgun is at it again, and he wants to know our thoughts on Parasite. Didn't we briefly discuss that at the very start? We can talk more about it.
Yeah, I was just saying that before. I'll just restate what I said. That episode 5 was the big shocker when we revealed what happened to the main kid's parents. I was like, oh my god, I was not expecting that. It just
you weren't. I was waiting for that. The moment they left the door, it was just like.
I didn't know it was gonna be this early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was more surprised at that. Because in the opening, they clearly show he's not the same as he is in the other, in the actual anime. His hair is different, he acts differently almost somewhat, but so it's like I wasn't expecting it to happen this early, I guess. Maybe after he graduated, maybe, but this is kind of like, whoa. He's still, now he's got to like live by himself for a while.
Yeah, they've taken him off the human grid for a bit, haven't they?
Oh yeah, well, they even said that he's becoming less human. I can see that the parasite's going to eventually, become more of his body than he originally wanted at the beginning.
But not the head.
Right, not the head.
Not the head. That's the important bit.
I mean, that's what makes him special. He has, 2.
Well, you gotta wonder if at some point maybe, that it might actually start affecting his. Well, it has already been affecting his.
Oh yeah,
somewhat.
So
but
6 when he was going on attack.
It's not the same as lopping off his head for sure, but this is like the frog in the pot of boiling water thing. He's been left in the water, cold, and the temperature has been raised slowly. So this could be even more insipid than just lopping off his head. Not that Miggy's doing it on purpose. I don't think Miggy has any ill intentions to him. But
yeah, as characters go, Miggy, I can't really sense anything. Like basically, she has to live with this guy because they have to share the body. So it's like they gotta work together. If they don't, they're both gonna get killed.
Migi's all about me, and I can't argue with that. Although,
do you think the other girl that he's kind of close to is gonna get a parasite eventually or something? I'm like, that's setting it up for something. They have to do something with her.
No, I think she's going to incite. I think she's gonna be the start of any potential identity crisis that he would have, because she's gonna get close to him, and as we've already seen, people who are very close to hosts, whether they be in the head or just in the arm, they notice the change in behavior. Or in the case of Miyuki Sawashiro's character, they have this weird vision. That's bullshit.
That's
like,
what I don't understand that either. That's stupid.
That's got to be like the convenience thing that would allow the humans to fight back. It's they start a task force of people that can figure out where the aliens are. That's like the cheap thing. That's probably how they're going to wrap it up with mankind finally able to
fight back
against these aliens that they don't even know are here. But beyond that, yeah, I think Parasite is as I said before, like the best thriller anime I've seen in years. I don't recall the last time a show has kept me on the edge of my seat before. Well, that was probably Higurashi, but that was for different stories.
Yeah, that was for different.
I was just like, yeah, who's gonna die next? They all are. Never mind, it's better. But this show, it's not so much who's gonna die. I mean, people just die when it's their time. Like his parents, their time was up. But it wasn't like dangling. Well, I guess it was kind of dangling in our face, but it wasn't so heavily lampshaded. It was just kind of like you have this feeling in the back of your head.
I figured, like I said, I figured it was going to happen, but see this early when you got, I think 24 episodes, it was a shocker to me. It's like, it's only episode 5 and 6, like, we're not even halfway there, and they're already killing their parents. Like, oh.
To be fair, if you think about it, the show was maybe lampshading it by even having the parents play a role, because so many times in all of these works of fiction, the parents are just not there, and I think people did comment. They're like, "Oh, I'm impressed. The parents are there." Guess what? Now they're not.
Well, that and the dad character kept reading the newspaper about the killings every other week, so they were heavily hinting at that eventually, they're gonna get killed because they're investigating or hearing about these monster attacks.
Yeah, I like how the dad, when he got handed the newspaper, this most recent episode, he's like, "Damn, my phone and my tablet got lost in the accident." That was like his first reaction.
He's in denial now. That's what he is.
Right. The doctor said something to him, I think, that kind of pushed him to believe that it's not real, that he's just hallucinating. It makes you almost wonder if maybe some of the doctors are parasites.
No, I don't think so, because Miki would have. Oh, well, Miki was sleeping.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, he was asleep. So it makes you wonder if it wouldn't be that far-fetched. I mean, there are a bunch of parasites in the world, so.
Yeah, it's possible.
And then you got the teacher at the school that's kind of keeping an eye on him. She doesn't want to kill him, but she wants to watch.
I wonder if she'll follow him. Because he's on the island now. So we'll see what happens with that.
But that's fun. But I thought it was funny when they figured out that Mugi could actually detach herself from him. That's funny.
That's probably going to be really well. It's obviously very important. We've already seen it happen to his mom, but if you look at the promo art for the show, the guy in the very far back, his whole body is weird.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking at some point, most, or at least a large number of parasites are gonna kind of merge on one body.
Either that, or that guy could be collecting the different ones.
Maybe. I don't know who's.
Could be like a Terminator setup where he's sent there to destroy them, but they take over and he's like this ultimate parasite.
Well, I think, if I remember correctly, I think he was the serial killer, or we don't know if he's a serial killer, but he was the killer briefly that we saw in.
Was he in the first episode?
Yeah, the guy who killed them. And then the spore landed nearby. I think that's him. Yeah, and I think he's obviously set up as the last boss, but that's the first. The show is taking its first steps towards that by showing that the parasites can acquire new hosts, and so he's going to obtain a pure parasite body, which should be quite interesting.
When they had the couple that was in the car accident, she jumped from her body to the husband's body, and then now she's looking for a new body to get attached to.
Yeah, but see,
she's the mom, so they're showing you they can jump bodies multiple times.
Well, the interesting thing is that what we get from that is that parasites can't very well adapt to different bodies, right? Because they can't control the human bodies that well for some reason, because apparently they grew up with this body and that's how they're stuck with. But well, then you ask yourself, what happens if instead of taking over the head, they assume some other body part? If that's even possible, I'm not sure if it's possible, but it's got to happen if that final boss is going to appear, because I mean, he's got his whole body, so he's got to have parasites for his arms, his legs, his torso, whatever. Like that's like the ultimate weapon. Every single part of him, and I'm just making that assumption that's true, but every single part of him is a living weapon, just like me. Like that's pretty legit right there.
Same thing in the latest episodes of Comic Got Killed too. That the assassins they fought, the demons, that each of them had different.
I'd be more impressed if they weren't such pushovers.
I mean, if you roll them all in one body, it's basically going to be kind of like that, I guess. Control over everything, like you said.
Well, hopefully better than that. I had to cover that episode, and it was a waste of time. It was, here are these bad guys. They're bad people. They're dead now. The end. You know, one of those things where you didn't really get much out of it. And again, it goes back to me saying that Akame has its moments, and then sometimes it just goes back to being generic shonen. But you know,
last question CPS about Index fans aren't getting a season 3, but we're getting Heavy Object, which I've read all of that. It's a very short manga. It's got mechs in it. It's set in like a snow winter setting, so it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that one.
So it's called Heavy Object?
Yeah, the same creator as Index. He created the one shot. I think it's only, I want to say 25 chapters, shorter than that, I think.
If I remember the synopsis for Heavy Objects, I believe objects are like weapons in their world, and then heavy objects are like special, heavier weapons that are, crystals or something.
Yeah, they're like massive spider like tank things. They're huge.
Yeah,
and one person pilot it. It's, like I said, they're just massive robots.
So I wanna go back briefly to discuss the whole thing about Index, and I believe Index is done.
Yep, they said goodbye with a film.
Yeah, I think JC staff. Again, it's all down to money, and I think JC staff realizes that they're not gonna make as much money off of the franchise anymore. It's tapered off. It's good. It's past the climax. It's now decaying, whatever you want to call it. And so as much as the fans loudly yell and make internet petitions that they want more, it's just not going to happen. It's all business. That's all it is. So I'm sorry, sorry fans.
If they keep on making Railgun, that'll be okay. At least one
Railgun is possible. Yeah, we'll see.
I think out of the two, I think Railgun's more popular.
Mm-hmm. Just for the way that series is in the overall versus Index, I think Railgun could do better in the business sense than compared to Index. Although you'll have people argue either way, Index is better, Railgun is better. By this point, I think Railgun is better. I thought Railgun S was very impressive to me in how it sort of shifted tone a bit from what we had seen in the first season to what we saw, with even seeing the repeat of Toma versus Accelerators. How Railgun S did that. I thought it was really good, and even having good filler to end the season on. That's what was most surprising to me.
Yeah, no, someone's talking about Durarara in the comments.
Yes.
Something about being split in the split core. Yeah, it's gonna be actually 4. Durarara next season's gonna be 4 different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about how they're doing that. I think it's 6 episodes each. I don't know how they're doing it really. I think it's maybe even 5. I hope they don't do it like that. I would be very mad.
Yeah,
5 months off.
We've come to accept at this point the 24 episodes split into 2 12s
That's
across
good.
3 seasons total, like a break in between. But that just sounds way too weird for me.
It does. I don't like that either. It's like, can't you just do what you just said, split core 12 and 12? Not 4 now, 4 here, 4. No.
I'm not a light novel. I don't read the light novels, so I have no idea. But the calculated approach to even that idea just sounds odd to me.
Yeah. It does seem kind of weird.
I'm looking forward to it. Definitely,
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
That's what got me season 1.
Mhm.
I was blogging it at the time with Ruby, my friend of mine, and Kale was commenting on something, and I found her blog because she was reviewing it too. I think it was her first solo show. She said she reviewed.
I believe so. Yeah.
I remember that show fondly because I would watch that and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood back to back. And
Oh, yeah.
as amazing as those two shows were to follow each other, it was just really good.
Yeah. And they're talking about the Stay Night visual novel, which I've never played. One visual novel I've ever played was Katawa Shoujo, which was I only did one arc, and I was like, I'm not gonna do anymore.
And speaking of those two, we had a very famous Metanorn personality tweet. I'm having breakfast and listening to MetaVerse podcast. That was from Kyokai.
Yeah, she's in the comments. Yeah, she's in the comments now. She's under the Metanorn name. So Kyo's actually commenting live. So like, hi.
Yeah, if you can comment, you can get on a webcam. Come on, something. What is up with that?
Probably at work, I would say.
Yeah, we're definitely going to try and get her on the next time we do this.
Oh yeah, and everyone likes your hat, Bobber. Or Bobber said likes your hat there, Tyler, and your shirt. And You're just so famous now.
Oh goodness
You got style, kind of shirt and hat. Everyone likes it.
Well, the hat is on because the hair is an absolute, complete mess.
It's all right. We thank you for that, Dance.
Gotta make us look good. So, anything else you guys want to talk about? Maybe winter shows. What are you guys looking forward to? Like the one show that you are like your sights on. Because I already know what you guys are wanting, but maybe
What was the question, Fosh? I'm sorry.
What one winter show are you guys looking forward to? Like out of all the shows for winter?
I mean, you guys know what I have to say.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
It's that food porn show.
Oh yeah, graffiti.
Yes, I am so hyped for that. You won't even believe. Just like it combines such a great. It's a great mix of topics. You've got these cute girls doing cute things, and you're eating. It's food, and the food looks great. I mean, there's not much more you could really ask for besides. I mean, I don't know. What could you ask for from a show?
For me, when I hear that premise, I think of the girl off of what's that one, the camera show. I don't know. She's always eating everything, and it's like
there are many
premise
characters
that.
like that.
And all she does is eat. It's basically makes me think of Index.
Tamamura.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Like you said, Smiley. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm bringing up.
It's gonna be delicious.
Yeah, I was bringing up Anachart to kind of see which ones I was interested in, and it's a pretty strong season.
Oh, it looks pretty.
While I'm most interested in Assassination Classroom overall, I am interested in Ikuhara's series, Yuri Kuma Arashi.
Yes, done by Silver Link, no less. This should be really interesting.
Oh, that one that's supposed to be the Penguin Drum sequel.
It's not a sequel in any way.
It's just a different series, yeah.
No, but when it was being first hinted at, everyone.
Oh yeah, it was Penguin Bear.
Yeah, it was Penguin Bear, the website. So
and now they put out the character designs, and they show all these people with the like the bear feet and the bear hands and stuff.
Yeah, I see the bear, but where are the penguins? I don't see them anywhere.
They're hidden.
They're hidden, huh? Are they just gonna have like a cameo? That's gonna be so dumb.
Oh, I bet they will.
Yeah.
They'll
peek their head out of a
trash
trash
have
can.
like a reference or a nod at least.
Some bit of symbolism, as I'm expecting from this series.
Yeah.
I hope the show is exactly what it appears to be, which is Yuri fan service, because whenever Ikuhara tries to make his shows more than what they are, it's very obvious. I'm sorry.
I mean, the promo art, one girl's got like a gun, so you never know.
Is this going to be protesting the hunting of animals or something? Yeah.
The animal costumes they wear are actually real animals, and they've killed them.
Oh no! Shoot the bear, turns into a cute girl. Oh no, you've killed a cute girl.
Yeah. Oh no.
That would be dark.
They're hunting people, and so they think they're animals. Like they've been. Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be good old Yuri.
I'm surprised Jojo didn't say more JoJo. I mean, that's the second half of.
Yeah, that'll be back. Yeah, it's not on this list.
JoJo returning and Durara returning. Aldnoah Zero returning. Idolmaster Cinderella Girls returning. Woot!
Well, there's a magical guy show.
Magical guy.
What?
Is Ore something, right? I forget what's called.
Binon, Kyoko, Chikyu, Goebu, Love.
Whatever.
Guys.
Diamedia.
Yeah.
That could go either way. That could be really, really awful, or it could actually be really good.
Or both at the same time.
And I think the one that we're all secretly excited for, potentially, finally, Kantai Collection.
Oh yeah, I was excited for that one. I'm curious. I saw like the new trailer for it. It looks better. Better than the first trailer that they showed.
I'm probably one not on anyone's radar, but I've read the manga. It's Junketsu no Maria.
Oh yeah.
That one looks pretty good.
I don't know enough about it. So.
I've often said I'd like to see like more real history in my anime, and they actually have gotten some stuff from the 100 Years' War with the English and the French actually mixed in there. And I was kind of impressed by some of the research they did with it. At least enough research to be able to tell the background of the story. So
I think it's technically what Magical Girls. I think technically, when I get to break it down to drama.
Junketsu no Maria.
I think so.
Well, she is a witch. I'm not sure that
she's magic power. But there's two mascots. Actually, three little fairy things following her around. Looks like. They are
one's the succubus that does all the dirty work for her.
Ooh, the dirty work, huh?
Yes, and by dirty work I do mean dirty work. With the things that a succubus excels at.
Like I cleaning the bathroom.
Mopping the floor.
Exactly.
After,
suck the chrome off his bumper.
Showing Hollywood coming out. Showing Hollywood. And, I don't know how he's going to watch Rolling Girls about a biker gang, but they're all girls.
Rolling Girls, isn't that the Wit Studio one?
Yeah. They're all like driving like bikes or something. Or...
Am I correct in assuming that suddenly giants will appear and eat the girls?
Maybe. I mean,
okay. Wait, the giant will show up and just be running, and then that did it. I give that show so much crap.
There's Suki Monogatari coming out, which is what I heard is only one episode.
Yeah.
Actually, that's four. Never mind. Sorry.
It's just like Hana Monogatari and Kuronika.
Right. So it'll come out very at the end of the season.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be 4 episodes.
Is it? I thought it was
just a one.
Oh no, you're right. It's 4. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. And then Kuroko, more Kuroko.
I'm still.
Days. Oh. I can't believe I still got a third season.
What got a third season?
Dog Days.
Oh yeah.
No third season.
We're all just on the edge of our seats. A bated breath.
The first one was actually really good. The second one it pretty much showed that we just really ran out of ideas, so we're just going to show you the same cute little picnicky scene over and over again sort of thing.
The concept of that show is so stupid. Just be honest.
Yeah.
No, it's not a stupid idea. It's not
stupid.
Bad.
It's an overused
idea. For the first season.
I would say an overused idea.
Yeah, but by that point it was like I'd seen as much as I want to.
Yeah. They I don't think they legitimately have another story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
It must be selling though. They're making a third one. I don't know. How it's
well, they always mention there's demons breaking out, but changing
more of the same.
Yeah.
Demons break out, and they have a very civil sports contest.
Like,
And a picnic. And
Yes.
stroke fingers.
shoot,
Well, I
Milky,
mean,
Milky Holmes is getting a fourth
Yeah, I was gonna
season.
say Milky Holmes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Is
Which
that-
I
is
did.
that-
I legitimately liked season
Yeah.
1 and some of season 2.
I
Never
like
watched
Milky Holmes' alternate better.
Staff show. They get a fourth season, but there's no index.
You mean alternative 1 and
So
2,
sad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
where they actually had their powers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
I
a
like
good
that too.
Is this next one? Is it going to be a series of shorts, or is it the short versions like they had with Feathers, or is this going to be a straight up 22-minute long extravaganza?
Well, I think it would be 12 more than 22.
Or 22-minute? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I misunderstood you, but I think it's going to be a regular length series. It looks like they're bringing back the original girls to focus on them more, and maybe there's some new characters in there. Let me look at this picture just to make sure, because that's all we can go off of. Yeah, there's like some new girl that's like poking out of some rip in the poster paper or something. That's what we can see.
Then there's a lot. I noticed a lot of let's see, etchy shows. There's a few of them coming out.
Well, they want to keep you warm over winter, you know.
With that and action fantasy, there's at least 2 or 3 of those coming out. Something about Shinmai Mal no looks pretty good.
I just looked at Dog Days.
Mm-hmm.
The way they put that it's a sequel series of a sequel series.
What?
Apostrophes.
Oh. The naming schemes can be a bit weird. Wasn't it? There were some shows that there are definitely weird redundancies in shows. I think Amagami had that, if I remember correctly. Stuff like that. Yeah, Amagami SS++ was the second season.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess they really wanted to stress that it was
Plus
2+.
Plus minus something else.
Numbers are so blasé.
Like, no, .0. Like, come on, take out the dot.
Shouldn't the sequel should be called I'll Know .1?
Oh, and the first season was just like a prelude, and then like a year of Al Noah. I don't know if I could. The show's got its problems.
I mean, what
opens up and it's like all the characters have died in the first season. It's a whole new cast.
No, but they can't die. They keep coming back.
I mean, like a troll beginning, like where it's just everyone died and like, they got a new cast. And it's all like magical girls instead of robots.
What would happen if Hollywood went with the naming scheme that anime uses?
Oh my god.
Would we have like Rocky Punch plus plus?
Punch.
Batman with 2 exclamation marks.
Transformers with like boom boom Transformer or something.
Oh yeah.
Rambo bullet.
That'd be pretty funny. They're doing Batman v Superman, so kind of.
Yeah, I'm championing the bit for that one.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot in winter that. I mean, I think the show is still gotta be announced. So I think it's still a full complete list.
There's Tokyo Ghoul, the second half of it. I don't know if you guys are looking forward to that.
I think I might be excited because he actually transformed in the last episode, so maybe he might be actually a better character in season 2.
They'll dial it back at the very beginning and make you wait for it.
Well, yeah, maybe it's like a one-time thing that happened that one time, and he has to use that power momentarily.
Yeah.
Then he comes back and like, I forgot what happened.
I can only use this power when my toenails are being removed.
Wow.
Or he'll go back home, cut his hair, and then lose his power. And be like, oh, I'm back human now. It was all, or wake up, it was all a dream. That'd be the best ending for Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah. Well, anything else we can discuss?
Kill me with a shotgun. Got any more questions?
I'll know, or at least a poster.
Do I have any more?
Listening to us about, I think, 20 seconds in the past, so you might have a bit of delay.
Any more strange fandom love for me?
Not yet.
What was that? I was watching that in the live stream, and I was a little curious as to.
Yeah. Feel kind of awkward now.
Someone's Expelled in Paradise came out today. That's good, but we can't see it till a year from now. It won't be subbed. So.
Yeah.
You know, the Maretsu Pirates movie should be finally coming out real soon.
It came out this past Tuesday on Blu-ray.
Oh, it did. I've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
You watched that,
We're
man.
gonna watch it. Not like I'm gonna download it.
It's like a ridiculously long wait for that movie.
Yeah, this is a few movies are like that. And then you see them come up, you're like, oh, that was a movie? I forgot about that. Like Tamako Market recently came out. That movie.
Love story, yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, they made a movie. I always forget that.
I'm interested in the Naruto movie now, especially with the manga ending in that. The movie is going to be canonical, and it's going to take place in between chapters 699 and 700. Where we see,
yeah, it's like 15 years after they fought the last war. So we get actually to see what happened during that 15 years.
Yeah, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah. And winter movies are like, we got Arpeggio's first movie comes out in the winter. And
neat.
Psychopaths. So
yeah.
we'll be seeing that in, I guess,
I'm interested
2016.
in that, and also Urobuchi's other movie, Expelled from Paradise.
Yeah,
actually, you mentioned that one, yeah.
Yeah, then it just came out.
That's CG, man. That's CG. I mean, it actually looks pretty good. But
I haven't really seen much
CG
about it.
developing. If you watch Shirobako, you know all about that. But,
in Attack on Titan's first movie as well.
Yeah,
isn't that a summary? Like a repeat of the TV series?
I hope not. It doesn't need to be repeated when you get right down to it.
Well, that's what most movies are like.
Yeah, it covers episode 1 to 13. The first movie covers that.
Yeah. There you go. Not even worth watching.
It's what just Titans smash, humans die. I mean, that's what happened. That's what happened.
Well, no, the progression is Titan smash, human shit pants, human die.
And then human figures out how to transform.
They didn't even have time to do that.
Well, they had time to squeal, at least.
That's true.
They're very vocal about that. So, okay, there seems to be a bit of talk about Kokuri-san in the...
I love Kokuri-san.
Someone says in Kokuri's not a boy.
Well,
like, no.
So the comment starts... It doesn't. I mean, they don't really have genders, right? The Japanese guys, I don't think.
I don't think so. I mean,
Kokuri-san, I think, and the Tanaki guy.
The Tanuki, yeah, he's right.
But the dog has specifically said that she hasn't set his or her gender yet.
Okay. But anyway, Bobber WCC says, "Hey guys, isn't Kokuri-san the best thing ever?" And my personal response is no. The best thing ever is sliced bread, obviously.
What is?
Sliced bread.
Well, yeah, sliced bread is
not as good.
It set the standard pretty high. You can't. But,
I like it. I like the dark humor of it, but that's about how much I like. I mean, there's certain it does get old after a while. I'm like, okay, I get it. But it got weird when they introduced the alien. I was like, that's a little weird.
That was so far out.
Yeah, I'm like, even for this show, that's a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Have that. I'm like,
it's just I wanted to know what the author of the manga was thinking about when they did that. It just it feels just like an old idea. They just wanted to have peek into a successful idea or something like that. So I'm going to put an alien in here.
Maybe he binge watched like a bunch of like X-Files. Was like, oh, I actually want an alien in my anime.
I wonder. I mean, I gotta think the creator of Kokuri-san must be on some sort of substance. I mean, that show is.
He must be.
That show is pretty out there.
I strongly dislike anyone that says the creative mind needs to be on drugs or anything like that to think up kooky, strange things.
Well, it is not serious when we say that, but I know it doesn't help that we perpetuate it. I'm still gonna say it though.
mean, that show is interesting. I like the things that are haunting her. They're hilarious. There's still, I think there's still 2 more that got introduced.
It's basically Barakamon on acid.
No, I can't agree with that statement.
Barakamon on acid.
Let's not compare Barakamon to Kokiri-san. If anyone's wrong,
Yeah. Sorry.
No, they need a crossover.
Oh wait, someone's asking about Kara no Kyokai. Where's Kyo? She's gonna respond with the MetaVerse account about that.
What's the?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Are they just asking us to talk about it?
Yeah, I think they're saying they have
30 minutes to the first movie, and I haven't gotten back to it yet.
Uh-oh, you better not... Well, you've already revealed it, but I guess we're going to see you
yeah.
in the MetaVerse dungeons pretty soon. And Kyo will personally discipline you or something along those lines. I mean, you've already not watched through RRR Season 1, so that's...
I mean,
that's
you know, fine, who's going to write the articles? Who's going to pick up all the articles that people discard, you know?
It's pretty good. It's one of the few things that I've actually rewatched, and I don't rewatch anime very much. And I did watch Kara no Kyokai, I think 2.5 times. I watched it twice on my own, and then a third time I was watching it with friends, and then the friends stopped watching because school became a thing. But it's really good. It's the action's there, the whole weird mystery of just her identity and the magic. You kind of learning that the whole thing was set up. I forget his name now. Kyo's gonna kill me. But the guy in the Spiral Tower movie, the whole thing would just be set up by him, and actually it's weird that it's non-linear, so you kind of
it is kind of
here and there. But
a lot of it is,
once you piece it together, the whole story is kind of great actually, and you need to see how it's all just about. It comes down to mages again trying to find the root, and in doing so, they screw with everyone. Those mages. I mean, if everything you learn
from anime, yeah, exactly.
MetaVerse is that mages will screw over anyone as long as they can get to the root or the origin, wherever it was called. And I mean, I just wish they'd work for more noble goals, but they got to be pragmatic.
Yeah, and I really liked it too. And for us, having watched it, and then when Fate Zero came out, seeing what Ufotable did with that movie series set a precedent for the expectations of many when Fate Zero first came out. Is that they had this high quality animation, and to bring that level of animation quality they were working on movies there to a TV series was just tremendous. And of course the storytelling style, if you're already big on Nasuverse stuff and Kara no Kyokai, you're definitely going to be on board with Fate.
Yeah, that was fun. Even the last movie they released, I watched it. It was like the ending is really wraps it all up nicely. I think. That makes me think, I think they could do more one day in the future, but probably won't. But
no, Kara no Kyokai I think is very much done.
I mean, 10.
They tried milking it near the end there. With
10 movies, at least under their belt. So that's a lot of movies for any anime.
Yeah, they really. I mean, there was the epilogue, which was nice for people that were really into the material. That didn't really need to exist, but again, it was very nice for people who appreciated the world. They were really absorbed in it. And then there was which is the most recent one? What was it called again? It was I forget what it was with their daughter. Spoilers.
Right.
But, whatever. It's been out for a while, but that one felt a bit too much like it was just starting to milk the series, which I was fine with. I still consumed it happily.
Yeah, same here. I mean,
it didn't really end too much. It was nice to see something out of their relationship, because if you think about it, the first 7 movies was essentially just one long, complicated love story with magic in the background. But that's what it was. So I guess it was nice that the fans get to see what came out of that in the future, and then some. But yeah, it kind of trailed off there. and happily it trailed off when they actually did adapt all the material. I think literally all of the novels are adapted now, if I remember correctly. So there's literally nothing more to do. And if they do more than that, they are by definition milking the series now.
Kyo guys said you're dead, Skyline.
You know,
Oh boy.
these are the things we have to learn to live with, and like I said, you know, you can try. You can try. You know, bad things will happen after that.
We won't be seeing you for a while, I guess.
Well, we won't be seeing either, Skyline or Highway because they're both be stuck watching Dora and.
It'll be like that scene. What was the movie? Clockwork Orange, right? Was that the movie? You'll be strapped to the chair with your eyes held open, and you'll be forced to watch all of them in a row, nonstop, repeatedly, maybe even. That's what's happening in the Metanorn Dungeon, I guess.
You told the secrets. Now you're next.
Oh, it's all right. I just be like Men in Black and be like, okay, guys, look into the light. Okay, this never happened. There you go.
Like, someone's gonna have a vacation soon.
Fortunately, I'm prettier than Malcolm McDowell, so you know I should look fine.
Please.
Okay.
Well, so I don't know what else you guys want to talk about. Is there anything else?
I think we're trolling off now.
Yeah. We should probably get wrapped up here for not having an outline. We went a while. I think that is the explanation for why we went so long. No outline.
Well, no outline, exactly.
That's pretty good. I mean,
it beats my idea of doing a live blog or something like that, because that would have just been nightmarish and weird.
yeah, I was like, well, how would that work?
I don't know
how
it would work.
Show everyone
It'd be
you're thinking.
It'd be something interesting to go into. I don't know. Just pick a show that like we would say, hey, we're going to like do like a live tag team blog, and so the screen capture right here that we would see would be us typing in our different spots, and you know someone competing to paste in different things like that.
I thought you meant that we would be talking about stuff. I don't think people are very interested in seeing us type.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Well, you know, we could make it. You know, we could be like eating potato chips dramatically in the background.
So we could time each other. Okay, you got 5 seconds. I put a paragraph and just keep what it is.
30 seconds left. 30 seconds left to complete this paragraph. Kenny does it. Oh my God, are you parsing the sentence that way? No, back it up.
We'll have a play-by-play by
Too many
by
cats
someone.
left. Yeah.
Like a Monty Python sketch gone wrong.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll have an agenda for the next one.
No agenda. No agenda. This is the winning style for us right now.
Just come in and talk about whatever we like and whatever anime. And
a Saturday show around 10 o'clock, we get people coming in and saying really weird, strange, fun, interesting things.
Okay. See you guys
are down with that. And for those of us that stuck with us for this whole time, and even if you're watching the archive, thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Blackbriar and Kill Me With a Shotgun for their questions on the YouTube channel.
And all the other commenters, that's nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
8 viewers, I mean, we'll get in there. It's fine.
Yeah, and we'll plan this out in the future so that people know when it's coming instead of just... there is something kind of fun about the spontaneity of, oh my God, there's a MetaVerse podcast and it's going on right now.
Unlike a YouTube channel, we don't have the luxury of a subscription notification. So we do have to let them know somehow. I guess.
Right.
Fine or something. But yeah, we did get some viewers. They're still here, and I guess that was pretty good.
Yeah.
We certainly got more interaction than the first time. That's for sure. I'm glad that Kill Me With the there, and I hope the people will start realizing more that this is a live stream. There is a delay, but we will respond to your questions eventually. Once we realize that.
And it was good to have you and Fosh on camera this time instead of just seeing avatars talking.
Well, I did debate not showing up, but you know, I gotta do this because I'd be the odd one out, and then you guys would, I don't know, mug me or something. I don't know. But yeah, next time maybe. I remember Blackbriar was saying he wanted to have some of the girls on. Wink. But we'll try to invite some of them on. I guess Kyo was trying to come on, I think, right? And we'll see what happens.
Right.
All right, so for all the listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. For Fosh, for Smiley, for Skyline, I'm J-Ro, and we will see you next time on the MetaVerse Podcast.
Peace.
Nerd fighters.
Awkward outro. It's still recording, I think.